together. Young, old, and everyone in between. Lavish talks about business, news, politics, networking, and anything else that's going on in the world. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Lavish Towing, and on YouTube at Lavish T. Williams. This is Lavish T. Williams.
Hey, what's going on, boys and girls? This is Lavish. I'm here starting my first podcast. I hope that you guys are tuning in. If not, be prepared to tune in on a regular basis as I interview different guests from all types of walk, all ways and directions and all of that good stuff that goes along with it. You get what I'm saying? Today, on my first podcast, I have Derrick Davis, AV Technology. That's a trade school, institute out of Detroit. He's going to talk about his program and all the different things that he's doing within the school, the jobs that comes from the training that he teaches, and a lot of different other things. Derrick Davis, he's my first guest. There you go, right there, Derrick Davis.
What's up, Detroit? What's up, Detroit? I'm his first guest, and I'm also my first time on the podcast. So, y'all forgive me right off the back if I slip up on my tongue or whatever. But I'm always usually behind the scenes, behind the camera. But now I'm in front of the camera, and I'm honored. It's my honor, my pleasure to be sitting here, with the celebrity, Lavish, the celebrity.
Yeah.
My brother in the biker world. So everybody, all my biker family, everybody knows me out there as Heavy D. But I'm also, I'm a businessman. I'm a family man. A lot of people don't know that I own a trade school. I have a licensed state of Michigan licensed trade school. And let me tell you something. They don't get that out easily. Everybody don't get that. So I feel honored that I'm able to be able to give back to the community, provide this training in electronics. I've been blessed with a serious career in this industry for over 30 years. And it's time, to bring up or provide opportunities for young people in this industry. Because right now in the industry, in the AV technology industry, we only represented 2% of us represented in this industry. So we're going to dive in here at Lavish. We're going to talk about a little bit about AV Technology Institute, what it's all about.
All right, yeah, I'm all with it, man. I'm all with it. So how long have you been in this industry?
Man,
give us some background on that.
Man, I started fresh out of the Navy back in the 90s, man. So I started out as a ground level. I started out pulling cables, entry level. Started as a photographer for a news station. I've worked my way up the ladder, per se, over the last few years, last 20 years of my life. Worked for several major companies started out, like I say, as an installation technician, learning my way, working my way up the level. Worked as a cameraman for a news station for a while. Then I wanted to get more involved in the electronic side of the game and stuff, and instead of carrying the camera and everything all the time.
But as of now, you actually are still employed at a news station. So you're not just a guy who said, I want to pick up and start a school. You actually are hands-on. This is your life. This is your trade. This is something that you just want to pass. You want to pass your knowledge down to another generation.
That's right. I mean, like I said, man, I've been blessed to have a fortunate career in this business. And through my travels over the years, and running into a lot of young people, and they ask me how I got involved in this career and the field and everything. And I usually tell them, you know what, it just kind of fell in my lap. There was really no actual trade or training pathway to get into the field. But when I got in, but now that's changed. A lot of that has changed now because AV technology integrators, what we call it in the industry, electronic systems technicians or electronic systems integrators or electronic systems technicians. It is a trade now. It's a national trade. Okay. And there's several organizations. There are two major licensing bodies of the trade. We got CEDIA, Custom Electronic Design Integration Association out of Indianapolis. And then we got a VIXA, Audio Video Experience Association. So those two associations I represent, and I actually sit on the workforce development board for CEDIA. And I did that because I wanted to bring more awareness to my people about this industry and to change those numbers, that 2% being represented. So I struck. Honestly, man, I never thought I'd be teaching. Let me tell you, I got a story I want to share. Both my parents were educators, Detroit teachers, Detroit educators. And one day I was just talking to my pops one day, man, and, every time I would go on a job, I traveled with ESPN, did network sports, ABC. I did some of the biggest games in the history of football, basketball, all that stuff. And I would always be the only brother on the crew or the only brother in the truck. And I would come home and complain, man, my dad be like, where was you this week? Man, I was doing Big Ten game. Once again, I was the only brother, blah, blah, blah. He was like, man, one day he just said to me, you need to stop complaining about it and do something about it. And I was like, wow, that's deep. Do something about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, so what you mean? He was like, start training young people to do what you do. You got a gift. That's a talent. That's a talent. That's a gift that God gave you. That's a gift. You got that gift. Give it back. I didn't take him serious. I was like, man, so I blew it off. So a couple of years go by, and just a couple of days before my dad passed, the last conversation we had was, he just looked at me and said, hey, man, you start that school yet? And I was like, nah, not yet. I've been doing some research. And he said, you need to make that happen. And then he passed away 2 days later. And for the last 5 years, it's been my sole mission to make that school happen. And I'm here to say it's happening.
Oh, man, it's happening, man. Sorry to hear about you. Sorry to hear about your pops, too, man. So, I mean, for you to actually start a school, because it is a whole school that you started.
Yes, sir.
For you to actually start a whole school, what was that process like?
Man, let me tell you something. One of the most difficult things I ever had to do. It was definitely a challenge. I ran up against every kind of roadblock you could think of. Getting that state license was no joke. The reason why, because they want to make sure you say you're going to do what you're going to do, because you're dealing with people's livelihoods or potential livelihoods. You're dealing with people's money. So if you say you're going to be a trade school, here's our rules and our regulations. This is what you got to do, and you got to follow.
Okay.
So, I had to do that. I had to, go out and follow those rules, do what I had to do to get it. But, it was at times that I felt discouraged and was like, man, I can't, I'm throwing the towel in.
How long was the process, like from start to finish, before you actually opened the doors to the school?
Man, I started 5 years ago. This has been a 5-year process.
Oh, so it was back then, and this is your first year?
This is the first year.
Well, 2020 was your first year.
2020 was the first
for the school.
Year.
Okay.
Exactly.
How's that been?
Man, 2020 we started out a little rocky, man, we were actually scheduled to open up in February 2020.
Okay.
And the pandemic hit,
Did you open in February and shut it down?
Yeah,
okay.
I opened. We was ready to go. Everything was ready to go. Okay. And then we had to close the doors and shut it down.
So that was almost like a smack in your face.
Smack in the face, money. Now, you still got to pay rent. You still got, I still had to pay my lease and everything. So, that money had to be out there. That's part of the choice of doing business. I could have closed everything down. But at the same token, 5 years of trying to make this happen, I had to make it happen.
Man, I understand, man. Once you got your mindset to it, there's nothing to it but to execute it and continue on. And I know that at times you probably had moments where you was frustrated. Is it really worth it? Do you want to quit? I'm sure that it was.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, I opened up the school originally in Southfield.
All right.
In Southfield, that first, and within the 5-year period, I think the first year coming out the doors, 2 years getting it all together. I originally opened it up in Southfield, and just when we were getting ready to open doors, and I was getting ready to get my certificate of occupancy for the facility I was in, city wouldn't give me a certificate of occupancy because the building wasn't up to code. Talking about mad, I was hot.
I bet you were,
I
man.
was hot. So, I said, okay, I'm going to move out of this building, put everything in storage, and then try to regroup. So you know what I did, bro? I jumped on my bike and rode 48 states.
On a motorcycle.
On a motorcycle. I said, you know what? I got to regroup. So I jumped on my bike and rode around the country, man. But during that time, I was focusing on, a lot of people don't understand why we be out there on that road, man. That's peace of mind, man. Get a lot of work done in my head.
Oh, man, yeah. Yeah, talking to the mic.
I get a lot of work done in my head when I'm out there on the road. So when I did that, man, when I came back, I was ready to start again. I was like, okay.
You just needed that moment. You need that moment of clarity, man, just to get away from everything to come back in, man. I mean, I totally understand. Exactly. I totally understand. So with this program, man, I mean, tell me what is an AV tech in the job functions,
Okay, let me tell you. Well, AV Technology Institute, we train electronic systems technicians, or what we call electronic systems installation technicians, or electronic systems integrators. And you say to me, what is an electronic system? Well, everything you see and everything you look at, everything around you deals with electronics in the system. So we train you, we give you the basic fundamentals to be able to deal with. So let's look at a commercial building. When they build a new commercial building, when you see a new building coming up, besides the electricity that's going in that building and the heating and plumbing that goes in that building has to be wired for technology. You got fire alarm systems, you've got door access systems, you got security and surveillance systems in there. You got digital signage. There's TVs and digital signage all over that building. Well, those are electronic systems. So we train you on the fundamentals on how to install, maintain, and service those systems, okay? Then when it comes to residential now, come on, man. Everybody building home theaters now. They got multi-million-dollar houses with multi-million-dollar home theaters in there. So we teach you about that home theater system, home automation, man. You people now, man, you turn your lights on in your car 5 miles, 10 miles away.
Yeah, you be in a whole nother state, man,
exactly.
Operating your house, your car and everything.
That's it. So basically we train you, we give you those fundamentals to be able to get an entry-level career as a electronic systems technician. Now we teaching you the basics of, I can train a novice on how to get this career, into this career. We train you on your basic electronic DC, AC theory. Sounds crazy. It's not that hard, not that difficult. We're teaching you about safety. We're teaching you about codes and standards, teaching you how to properly use the tools. You'll be amazed at how many people don't even know how to use a proper tool or use the proper tool for the proper job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I definitely know exactly what you're talking about.
So we coming at you with all those fundamentals that go, when you walk out of our program, which is a 10 to 12 week program, you walk out of there with a certificate of completion from AV Technology Institute. And along the way in that course, we're preparing you to take the national certification, CEDIA's national certification. Okay, so once you leave there, then you're prepared to go online, take their test, pass their test.
Now, what about job placements?
Oh, job placement, man. So me being in this industry here in Detroit for a while, I've built a lot of relationships.
All right.
With industry companies, people in the industry and things like that. So we're presently building a technology partnership with these companies and everything. So as you come through our program, there's a list of companies that we will always have an update on who's hiring, what their hiring needs will be for the year. So we can refer you to them. Just recently, my 2 students, we finally started the class in October last year.
All right.
And started out with 2 students. Like through the net out there, got 2 students. We're praying that this thing grows. But those 2 students, man, 2 great young men, man, they finished up this week. And they got interviews already.
Oh, man, that's great. So a guy coming in off the street, don't know anything about the whole AV tech. He comes to this class. He says, hey, I'm interested in learning, blah, blah, blah. I want a decent job. What's the salary? What's the starting base for a person in this profession, for this trade?
These the commercial integrators, a lot of the integration companies in the area, you can start out anywhere to an entry level salary from $18 to $22 an hour. And when I say between that, because it depends, it actually depends on the training you have, the experience you have, and then you as a person. You know, how you gonna take that training that you learn and apply it. So the salary range for entry level is amazing.
Okay.
But you just don't stop there. You can the ladder, the sky is high. You know, there's so many different fields and so many different ways that you can go into this field. You can start out as a installer. You can become a project manager. You can start as a project manager. You can become a programmer, a designer. Start your own business.
Yeah.
You know, start your own security business. Start your own digital signage, installing digital signage. Start your own integration company. You know, so the sky's the limit.
Now, what's the classroom structure? What is that like? I got a few pictures I want to show, but tell me about the structure of the classroom. How do you structure that?
Man, I'm a very personal person. So my classroom settings is very, it's intense, but it's loose.
Is it a large? Is it a large classroom? Is it small?
The classroom is medium sized. I can accommodate up to 10 students.
Okay.
And I keep it small because of the 80% of our training is hands on. You know what I'm saying? So it's only so much I can give you out of the book. You got to read the book yourself. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you the information that you need, but this is a big boy course.
No, see that this is the classroom right here.
That's the classroom right there.
That's the classroom right there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I see. I mean, it looks good. Nice, clean environment from, what I see or whatnot.
Yeah. So we located over in the Durfee Innovation Society, DIS. That's located in the old Durfee Middle School, right next to Central High School. So a lot of people, that's a community center now, the DIS, that was ran and established by Life Remodel.
Okay.
So that's where we are right now. We are on the second floor in Suite 218 and 220. Program, like I said, the program is run right now for 4 hours between hours at 4 p.m. and 8 p.m.
Okay. All right. Now I want to play this. I want to play this video, yo. What would you call it? Your promo commercial?
Yeah. That's my promo commercial.
Your advertisement or whatnot.
Yeah. I want marketing thing.
Yeah, I want them to check it out. If you watching, if you looking at this, check out the video. Kind of give you a little bit of insight versus just hearing us talk about it or whatnot.
Audio and video technology is everywhere you look, in sports stadiums, concert venues, restaurants, government, and homes. There's a high demand for the installation and servicing of these systems. At AV Technology Institute, we provide students with state-of-the-art, hands-on training in this fast-paced and growing industry. As a certified electronic systems integration technician, you'll earn an excellent living in a fun and high-tech field. Take hold of your future. Visit us online at avtechinstitute.com.
All right, there we go, right there, man. Yeah. So that's your promo commercial.
Yeah, so
man.
that's running on social media platform, and every other month I might pop it up on Comcast and things like that. So, but that was produced through Comcast and everything.
Yeah, that's cool, man. And then you got this right here. I guess this is that you teaching the class right there?
Yeah, that was open house actually. That was open house back in I think that was October, September last year.
Okay,
that was open house.
That just passed.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, is the school open?
Yes.
The school is open, so you have class.
Yep, we just finished. Like I said, we just finished up with the first two young men this week. The next class starts March 1st. Okay. The next class starts March 1st.
So now, if anybody's watching and they're interested in this class and they want to start this program, or they got a loved one or a friend or a family member and they want to share the information, how would they reach you?
Okay. First of all, you can go to our website, which is AV, as in Victor, techinstitute.com, or you can call at 248-203-0066. Right now, like I say, our next class starts at March 1st. We doing a special on a discount on pricing. The regular tuition is $2,500. But due to the COVID and all that, and we understand that people are, are things are tight for everybody, So we're doing a discount pricing for this next course coming up in March. reduced the price way to less than half.
Okay.
So we're doing this next course for $800.
Okay. So you got a class starting for $800. And how long is the class?
This class will be 9 weeks long. It'll go from March 1st to April 29th, I think it is.
And how many days per week?
It's Monday through Friday from 4 p.m. No, Monday through Thursday, Monday through Thursday from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. and everything. So what I'm doing, like I said, you can go online, you can register and do everything right online on our website and everything. I'm going to put out today, guess what, man, Labs? I'm with the celebrity. You know what I'm gonna do today, man?
what you gonna do, man?
You know what I'm
Let's
doing?
hear it, man. I want to know what you gonna do.
Man,
we live now, so watch what you say. You gotta live up to it.
Guess what?
What's that?
If there's anybody out there that's really seriously interested in becoming an AV technology specialist or integrator, I'm giving away 2 seats to the first person that register online and pay their seat fee. Now, it's $50 for the seat registration.
All right.
That let me know you serious. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want nobody not taking up a spot that, somebody else can have. If you serious, the first 2 people that's listening to this program that heard this, and they mentioned they saw this on Lavish, and they reserved their seat, then your course is $50. You're just paying for your seat fee.
Now, is there an age limit?
We start at 18 to 99 if you still want to work.
Okay. High school grad, GED, does it matter if you have that?
Yeah.
If you don't,
well, based on the state rules, and then you at least have to have a GED.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You at least have a GED. That helps, but I'll take you anyway. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
If you're interested and you really want to get a trade career, then we're not gonna let those obstacles get in the way. If you can count, you can read, you know how to use tools, then this trade is for you.
Now, what about the funding? Is it out your pocket? Is it federal funding, tuition? How does that go for people that might be wondering?
Well, right now, presently, we're not registered with the federal government yet, where you could get a FAFSA and federal funding. That's that's in the future for us as the school grows. But right now, we do have financing where you can finance that, the full tuition or that $800 or just payment plan. You go on our website and you register. There's a portal there where you can register. Whether you want to use a credit card, take it out every 2 weeks.
Okay.
However you want to do it, we're accommodating. Like I say, man, my vision, my mission is to see people's lives changed. So we're gonna do whatever we can to accommodate that.
Now, being in the classroom. And you teaching in the classroom, how do you connect your lessons to the real world? Do you connect them to the real world?
Yes, I do.
How are they brung together? Because a lot of times you have people go to school, and everything that they learn in school does not apply to anything in real life. Well, what we do, man, is everything that I teach. Like I said, I can't read the textbook for you, but we go through each chapter. And as we go through and we talk about each chapter, I have you highlight the most important things that I know that you're going to need when you're out there in the field working with a company. I'm going to tell you, and also the things that I know that they're going to ask you on the test, on the certification test. I'm going to say, hey, this is going to be on the test. Highlight this. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
I'm going to prepare you enough, and then we're going to get that head. And then also, I have this really cool, neat smart board that I bought that can tie into the internet and, write all over. Pretty cool. So I can invite guests on right into the classroom.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I can call up a technology partner and say, hey, man, you want to do a session today? You want to talk to them about networking?
Okay.
And they can sit right there and
virtual learning.
Virtual learning, exactly.
Yeah, that seemed to be like the way of the world. I mean, at least for the past year, since the COVID happened, everything is almost virtual. So I mean, I guess when you're in the classroom and you still have the virtual thing going on, you kind of get the best of both worlds.
Yeah. So I can bring in industry partners. I can bring industry people who working in the field, tech guys that I know literally say, hey, man, come talk to the class real quick. And they can do it from virtually, anywhere they are in the country and everything.
Okay.
So that's a cool aspect to it, the hands-on portion, or to really hear how the system or how the industry works, hearing it from other people. that work in the field and everything.
Now, are you doing this solely by yourself?
Man,
Is there a partner? Is there? I mean, that's a lot. I mean, family, your main job, school, and how do first, are you by yourself or is it a partner? And then how do you manage?
Well, right now, I run the school. I have another instructor that's working with me, Mr. Cake, John Cake, and he's the IT guy, IT networking guy. So he does that whole section on networking and IT and everything. So that takes a little bit off of me. I still work 9 to 5. Work at the television station. So, but the good thing with that is I work overnight. I work from midnight to 8 in the morning.
Okay.
So when I get off, I get about 4 hours of sleep. I'm headed to the school around 2 o'clock.
And that's your passion.
That's my passion.
That's your passion. This right here, that's the actual school.
Yep, that's the building.
That's the actual school right there. Now, tell everybody where the school is at.
It's called the Durfee Innovation Society. Like I mentioned before, it's the old Durfee Middle School. It's located right next to Central High School, 2470 Collingwood Street in Detroit, Michigan. We're located on the second floor, suites 220 and 218. Beautiful facility. Life Remodel came in and did a magnificent job of converting that old school into a community center. So there's all type of organizations located in that building that serve the community. We have Michigan Works in there, and Jewish Vocational Services in there. There's so many I can't name all of them, but shout out to all the DIS tenants who are doing a great job over there in that facility and everything. So anything you need, social services is right there in that building.
Okay, yeah, that's cool, man. I mean, I'm hoping that whoever's watching, I'm hoping that they're taking notes. And if you're watching and wanted information and didn't have the information or knew how to get the information, I'm hoping that this could be useful and helpful to, someone out there or whatnot. Now, when these people take this class, when they get that certificate, is it solely about the certificate or is it about the knowledge that they gain to pass the certification test?
It's the knowledge that they gain to pass the certification test. But the certifications from one or the other national organizations hold a lot of weight.
Okay.
A lot of weight. And if you go to get a job with a residential installation company or a commercial installation company, 9 out of 10, they are members of these two organizations. And they ask, are you CETA certified? Are you AVIXA certified?
Okay.
And then on top of that, if you have that certification, that's a couple more dollars in your pocket.
Yeah. And I ask that because you'll hear people that might feel, well, that's not a big name college or a big name school. So is it beneficial or is it a waste of money? But when it comes down to the trade school, it's simply about you being able to pass the qualifications, pass the test. Exactly. Not necessarily what school you went to, but being properly trained to pass that test. Because it's all about the test. In your field, it's not the school, it's about the test.
It's about the training, about the knowledge that you're going to get and being able to get certified. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I'm quite sure there's tons of cats out here that got security companies and doing their thing and all that, which is cool. But if you're holding that certification, or if you need to get that certification from one of these two industries, trust me, your stock gonna go up.
Yeah, your stock definitely gonna go up when you got the right paperwork to back it up.
You got the credentials, your stock gonna go up.
I definitely agree with that, man. I definitely agree with that. You paying for my knowledge.
Exactly. So right now, I'm here to help you get that and help you start a trade career. Trades is where it at. Come on. I mean, you can go through a 12-week program, get a certification, get a job, and eat and take care of your family. I've been doing it for 30-something years. I raised my family. I've been eating. You know what I'm saying? And I got every kind of certification. When I see a certification, a course that I need to get certified in, I go take that certification.
Okay.
I get it because
and the possibilities, there's no limits.
No limits.
There's no limits in this field, in the AV field.
Check me right now. I can go anywhere in this country right now and get a job.
Similar to a nurse.
Exactly. anywhere. The field is wide open right now. The industry's wide open, and think about it. Long as there's development going on in commercial side and residential, there's going to always be a need for a technician. Somebody got to install that. Somebody got to maintain it. Somebody got to put it in. Somebody got to program it.
Yeah. I mean,
Just
you're
like-
definitely right. I mean, I would say you're definitely right. I mean, trades are in. I don't knock anybody that's going to college, for different types of degrees. Me personally, I'm with the trade side of everything. I mean, how many different people have you seen go to school to be a psychologist and working at the mall?
Man, I get it. You know what I tell? I'm on both sides. I went to school. I went to college, TSU. Did 2 years. Wasn't for me. Went into the military. Went to the Navy. Learned all my electronics background came out of the Navy. Then I went back to school as I was raising my family to get my degree in electronics. That took me almost 10 years. You raising a family, go to school, take a little class, you know what I'm saying? But I went on and did that, and that just increased my value. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
To do that. But at the same token, I tell young people, like I told my young men that came through, I said, get this certification, and then if you do decide to go to college, to me, get a finance or a business degree, because now you know how to run your own business.
Right. So let me ask you this. Is this certification, is it only good in Michigan?
No, nationwide.
Okay.
Nationwide. So like I said, there's 2 organizations. So I'm an authorized training partner with CEDIA, Custom Electronic Design Installation Association. So that's the certification that I'm teaching to. Now, the other one, AVIXA, you can go online and take their exam and get their books and all that, because they're basically like AVIXA is the commercial industry side, CEDIA is the residential, but the technologies go hand in hand. You see what I'm saying? The same technologies that you use in a commercial facility, you're going to use in a residential facility. Just at a scaled down difference. You see what I'm saying? So the technologies is the same. Electronics, the basic electronics is the same. The codes, the standards, the tools, all that stuff is the same.
Okay.
It's just whether are you working in the commercial field or whether you're working on the residential side of the field.
And I guess there's a test for
Yep.
either for both sides.
For both sides.
Okay.
So I teach and I train for the residential side. But like I said, it goes both ways. And the knowledge that you get from our course, you can go out and take the exam for VIXA. I recommend that to the students. I say, okay, here's the book that you should go get for the commercial side to take their exam.
Now, is that the book, when you do that, is that book that big? Because we sitting at a table talking, but is that a big book?
It about like that.
But it's definitely some reading that you got to do. It's definitely, it's not a breeze in the park. You definitely got to be focused to pass that test.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You definitely do. You got to understand the technology. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, this industry is a lot of people get, when I mention electronics or low voltage technology, and get quote scared. Man, it's really not that difficult.
I mean, says the guy who's 30 years in.
Look, man, I looked at the 2 young men that I train right now, and when they first got in there, they looked timid and scared and all that. Just yesterday, man, when they were finishing up their final lab, hands-on lab, and I'm looking at it, and I was like, look, man, that looked good.
That's cool, man.
That looked good.
And none of them, and in 12 weeks, in 12 weeks, man, these guys went from 0 to 60, man.
Yep.
Came in the door, had no knowledge of any of this stuff. Nothing.
Not a clue.
And now they can go in there and they can install surveillance cameras and hook them up however they choose.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, is it just one program?
It's just one program right now.
Okay.
As we grow, I will be developing more, and I will be basically breaking out. Instead of the 12-week course, I'll probably break it down into 2 6-week courses. The introduction and then the next level. Looking at some different other courses, different other things to do. But right now, like I said, this is our first year. We're growing. I hopefully one day within the next few years, this is my full-time job. This is my passion. I can walk away and I can have 3 classes going a day.
Now, with your rates, what you charge, what's the difference between your rates and another school's rates? How do they benefit you know,
I mean, I
coming
get
to
that
you?
question all the time. A lot of people tell me, man, you know, you could be charging $6,000 or $7,000 for that course. You know what I tell them? It ain't about the money. Not right now. It's about providing an opportunity. The opportunity is more important to me right now. So I priced the program to be affordable.
Okay.
I made it affordable so people can get training and get trained. You know, not to say 10 years from now, once I franchise the thing out,
Yeah.
that it's at that point. But right now, my focus is just bringing a more awareness to the industry, to the African American community, both women and men, and that there's a trade career out here that you can eat and live on.
Okay.
And run your own business. If that's what you want to do, to get the certification and then open up your own business and then be able to put that member's certification on your truck, member, CDA member, a Vixen, and drive down the street and people know about that and be like, oh, he for real.
Now with this class, is it a graduation or just a completion?
Just a completion. We're just, we're an adult ed type thing. We're a ready for work training center. That's what I call it, ready for work training center. You know, we're a big boy course. I can't, come in there and hold your hand. You know what I'm saying? If I ask you to read this chapter and for the next couple of days, I expect you to read it. You know what I'm saying?
and what's the success rate?
But like I said,
from you starting.
Well, this is
now.
This is my first class I just finished with. Like I said, I started out with 2 students. They're done. They finished. They're going for interviews next week. The company came into the school and talked to them and recruited them. I brought a company into the school and they talked to them about their career, about their company, and the jobs that they have available. Then the young lady, the senior vice president of operations, gave them her card and said, when you're finished, call me. So the ball's in their court.
Okay. Now here's another question. Just because things do happen, you have people that come from all different walks of life. What about felonies and felons?
No, I'm working with a program, trying to work with a program with the Detroit Corrections facilities to bring in nonviolent ex-felonies, nonviolent ex-offenders to get training. There's programs for that. That's on our list of things to try to hook up and make happen also. Man, the thing is, they may be a little tough doing the residential side, but for commercial, it depends on your felony or depends on your, what you have, whether or not you could get in, it would be more easier on the commercial side than it would be on the residential side to get a job.
Okay, now this is going through a company for a job.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're going for it, and I figure if I'm coming to your class, I'm doing this completion, this would be for me to go out here and be self-employed.
Mm-hmm.
So I do what I want to do. I look for the certain jobs that I want to look for and apply for them. Would that, in this field, require companies to say, hey, I want to do a background check on you? Or is that just you working for a bigger company and they're checking their employees? How does that work?
That depends on the company. I mean, if you're running your own business, you got to be bonded anyway to run your own business and to go into different companies. So if I'm a security company, technically, if I'm a bid on a big job, I'm bonded. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I'm going to get a job with a corporation, that's, those requirements are on that corporation, how they run that. You know what I'm saying?
So in every company is just ran different.
It's just ran different.
Some of them, they look past it, and some of them probably don't.
But let me tell you something.
Okay.
Though. But if you walk in there and you certify, you got that certification on your belt, they're going to look at you differently.
So you got a greater chance.
You got a greater chance because you know why? It's the commitment. It was the commitment that you took to go and get that certification. That means something. That carries some weight right there. A lot of people don't want to take the time out and get certified or get the certification for this or that. But honestly, that's a commitment. It's just like if you went to college, you're spending your money to get an education. Same thing. You're spending your money to get an education, and then you're spending your money to get certified. And once you got that certification, that just gives them the company a level of competency that know you are qualified to do this job. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah, I mean that's great because there are a lot of people out here that have felonies, and they know the job. They got the skills, they got the knowledge, or they're willing to learn, but they get knocked down just because of that blemish on their record or whatnot. So that was like, that was a question that was asked. So I wanted
but
to
that
ask
certification, like I said, that certification shows a level of commitment on you. So if you can walk in a company and tell them, look, I've got this electronic certification, they're gonna look at you differently. They definitely will. I believe so.
Okay, yeah, that's great, man. I mean, we getting somewhere. We definitely learned. I want to go back to a video that you got. And I want you to speak on it and kind of tell me what's going on in this video. Let me go to it right here. Let me pull it up. So in this video, what we got going on?
That's actually in the lab. That's my man, one of my students right there who they're actually wiring out that lab. Each lab, I have 3 pods in the lab that simulate a residential installation type thing and a basic commercial. So right now they're wiring structured wiring cabinet, and they're wiring from their office. The end on the end, the rack on the end is considered your home, your office. So they're wiring basically a house. They're running everything, the cables to all the different rooms in there. And then when they're done, they're installing speakers. They would be installing speakers. Yeah, TV in the background. When they're done, they will test out all those cables, make sure all the cables work. And then they'll play a video and audio through it. And if the TV fires up and you get a signal on the TV, you get cameras on the TV, you get music out of your speakers, then you pass the lab.
And how long does that take? Are they starting from this video that I'm watching? Are they starting from scratch, or is that pre-wired for the students?
They started from scratch. I literally ripped everything out. They put in the outlet boxes. They put in the speakers. They do everything. They go in they started that a week ago, toward the last 2 weeks of class. So this week they just finished that up. Now we review, and then Friday they finish up. But to do that lab takes 4 days. You should be able to do that completion in 4 days.
Wow.
And that's based on everything you learned up to that point. So you're going to take everything you learned from the test. And it's funny because you know how people are. You're one of the young men. They be trying to sneak questions or answers out of me and be like, Mr. D, what cable I'm supposed to do? Man, go to the book and find out.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? I can't tell you. You think outside the box. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to get me to do your job.
I got another video I want to play. I want you to, talk about this one, or, show me what I'm looking at right here.
Yeah, like I said, that's the lab. That's my little workstation, desk, and everything. And then, like I said, in the lab, I can accommodate up to 10 students in there doing the lab. Like I said, we started out, man, learning how to terminate cables, how to use a multimeter. It was so funny, too, when I was teaching them multimeters. I had a plug strip on the desk, and I told them I needed them to take the voltage. Man, them cats did not want to stick that multimeter in that plug.
No, I don't blame them, man. I'm worried about electrocution, getting shocked, or any of that kind of stuff, man.
Well, it was hilarious, but I had to explain to them, if you take the steps that I just taught you on how to use the multimeter, you'll be fine. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's the purpose of being here. You have to learn the tools in your bag and how to use the tools in your bag. We only dealing with low voltage, so you're not going to fry yourself or nothing like that. I'm not going to let that happen to you, because I'm going to before I have you stick that and test that voltage,
That you already tested it and made sure it was safe for the students.
I'm going to make sure that you know how to use the meter and your meter is set up properly.
Okay.
That's my job, but it was hilarious. It was so hilarious, man. But that's what we do, man. We give you the basics, man, so that when you walk in that company, man, when they assign you to a lead technician and you go out on a job, and that lead technician tell you to go to the truck and run plenum cable through this I need 300 feet from here to here, and it's plenum cable. You go to the truck and you pull out the proper cable.
Yeah. And I mean, that's definitely a good thing, man. And I am really impressed. I mean, presentation is everything. That's why I'm glad that I had the video to show the viewers versus me just talking about it or you just talking about it as we discuss the school or whatnot. They can actually get a visual and see. I mean, the environment looks clean. It doesn't look all ran down. It looks like a nice, clean environment. I mean, that's a plus. That's definitely a plus.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, I try to make it comfortable. Try to make it exciting for you. Learning. There's no stress. No pressure on at all. We're adults here. I'm training adults, so I just try to I do more motivating to let them know that you can do this. If I can do it, you can do it.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good thing, man. Well, I ain't gonna hold the viewers up any longer. I guess we gonna do a recap, man. We talked about what the AV Tech does. We talked about the job placement. We talked about, you said, again, how many days out of the week? It's 5 days a week?
4 days a week.
4 days a week. Okay, 4 days a week. It's a 12-week program. Anybody that's looking, the first two people, was it the first two people?
The first two people that's watching that's been watching the Lavish Show podcast, and you're seriously interested, and you register, pay for a seat, $50 seat registration. That lets me know you're serious, and you mentioned you saw this on Lavish, then your course is free. And
they doing this online, and what's the website?
It's www.av as in Victor, techinstitute.com. The phone number is 248-203-0066.
All right, y'all heard that. So if y'all interested in this program, y'all interested in going to school, got a cousin, nephew, friend, family, whoever, you can contact him. You can go to his website. You can contact me, and I'll give you the information. You see the environment. You hear what the guy's talking. It sounds great to me. I see the presentation. It looks good. And, hey, the future is in your hand if this is something that you want to do. If you're not interested in it, hey, it might not be for you. But if you know somebody that's possibly interested in it, definitely tell them about it.
That's it.
Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to end this podcast. This is Lavish Conversations with Lavish. I think it was a great first podcast, and I'm going to have plenty more. I'm going to have another one coming up real soon. I'll let you guys know. Just stay tuned. It's going to be great. We're going to converse about a lot of different things, various different things that's going on within the community, around the city. I mean, dealing with business, networking, all kinds of different things out there, man. We definitely going to put it together and put on for the city and for our community and for our kind, our people, man. I mean, we stick together, come together, man. We might get somewhere. So we got Derrick Davis here, AV Technology.
What's up? Thanks, Lavish. I really appreciate it, man.
Oh, man, no problem at all, man.
Yes,
no problem at all. If we don't help each other grow, man, what will we have, man? And as we see, man, everybody else can come together.
That's it.
And everybody else helps, help their people.
Mm-hmm.
We need to help our own people grow. So here it is, AV Technology, a 12-week program, man, with classes starting at $600. And you will be certified if you pass the test. And as Derrick said, you have to do your own work. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one, man. I appreciate y'all for watching. If you can, like the video. You can share or follow or subscribe. I'm on all social media platforms at Lavish Towing. I'm on YouTube at Lavish T. Williams. And I got one more other question. I think we answered that. But we're going to answer it again. Is there age limit?
No, we started at 18 years old.
18 to 80.
Yep, 18 to 80.
As long as you motivated, they're going to take you.
That's right.
You motivated and you do the right paperwork, they're going to take you.
That's
so
right.
Look them up. You are on social media, or is this on social media?
We're on social media. It's AV Tech Institute is on there. We're on Facebook. Yeah. And then, like I say, the website. So.
Okay, cool. Y'all got the information.
And Instagram. I do a lot of posting on Instagram for the industry and things like that too. So
Is it under AV Technology?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Tech.
AV Tech. Okay, so there it is. It's on Instagram. It's on Facebook. You got the website. If you missed anything, replay this video and you might find it there. If not, you can contact him direct or look him up online, social media, or his website. All right, now, thanks for watching Conversations with Lavish.